our guy Nick Underhill, neworleans.football, joins us. Nicholas, how we doing today, sir?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Strong to quite strong. It's Florida week, and that brings a little extra juice to this show. We're Gator haters, and so anytime Florida's coming to town, we turn the hate up, Nick. You know what I'm saying?
They're looking a little soft right now, though, so it might be a good time.
Yeah, look, I mean, actually,
we don't love that.
It's like the only time, I kind of wanted Florida to win, so it could be like this nice top 12 matchup, but they let the Bulls of South Florida take them down. But it's okay. Our hate still doesn't go away. So we're excited. We're fired up. And look, I think there's a lot of good to take away from the New Orleans Saints on Sunday against the Cardinals because this year for me, I want to see them continue to develop, continue to grow, continue to get better because there's a lot of new. And nobody on this show, any show really, was calling for the New Orleans Saints to be a playoff team. We all know that. So actually, look, it was a loss. There's no moral victories. I understand all that. But the operation of everything, for the most part, it actually looked like it's on schedule. And there's some benefits and things that you can take from that game, I think, moving forward.
Yeah, it really comes down to how you're processing it and what your expectations are. And for me, it felt like a good game. And I'm not someone looking for moral victories or anything, but right now, I just don't see a team that's going to win 9-10 games and make the playoffs. You just want to see young guys make plays. You want to see progress. You want to see Kellen Moore's system make sense. You want to see Brandon Staley's system fitting guys and have people making plays. And I think we saw all of that. And I know that Spencer Rattler's yards per attempt was 4.6, which is way too low, and you don't want that on most weeks. But I thought overall, I thought he kind of managed that game pretty well. And if you're going against an Arizona team, and the whole week we're talking about how good those safeties are, probably don't want to challenge them too much. So even on some of that stuff, where I'm arching maybe one eyebrow, I'm not arching two. Just let's wait and get more information. The only thing I really didn't like in this game was the 13 penalties. I think 8 of them were pre-snap. The 13 penalties were the most that the Saints, I think, have had in the last 8 years. But the difference between, I think, this team and when we were having these same types of conversations about penalties and operation and all this stuff, 2-3 years ago, is that I actually think they'll get fixed now. I think that Kellen Moore and the staff, I think they're legitimately smart, intelligent people. I think they're going to see problems. I think they're going to address them. And I think that stuff's going to get better. So definitely could have been worse. It was a watchable product. And really, that's all I'm looking for right now is that it just isn't inept and punchless. And, they looked okay.
Yeah, you talk about the penalties. To me, that was kind of the theme of that game. When you look at everything, you talked about the yards per attempt with Rattler, and you're watching this game, you're like, all right, we're push it down the field. But when you back yourself up and you put yourself in non-normal down and distances, defenses can just play shell on you, right? And just make you beat them by taking the short stuff, making you check it down, making you take the underneath route. And it seemed like that's what Arizona was doing the entire game. They said, all right, you're not going to beat us deep. We're going to make a young quarterback go the distance of the field. We're going to make him be patient, and beat us that way. And at the end of the day, we just didn't execute enough. But I know you've broken down all the numbers and watched the film and seen what coverage is and things like that. But did that translate? Did that opinion kind of translate that they just took everything deep away and made Spencer play underneath?
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, I think that was definitely their plan. And I also think that the Saints made the decision that, okay, they're going to try to do that, and we aren't going to challenge it and let Spencer get in trouble by, trying to hit the hole throws against, these covers. It's just not – that's not smart. You shouldn't be trying to do that. And I think there was, an element, too, of them maybe keeping, some pages of the playbook closed in this one. But I think that's what you should be doing. I think they need to feel out this quarterback and probably not expect him to win them games. And I don't think you're going to play that way. And over time, he might earn that and might earn that trust. But I think it's a little bit of both. I think Arizona absolutely was playing that brand of football. And I think the Saints weren't really trying to challenge it. And I think that's okay for now. You got to figure it out. You got to feel it out. These are, it's not Aaron Rodgers a quarterback. You got to play a certain type of way, and I think their best bet of winning a game, stealing a game from Arizona, and they almost did, is to play kind of safe and be a little bit conservative and not make mistakes, because this isn't a team that's going to be good enough to overcome, an interception or, you're giving up points. Like, it's just not, there's not enough firepower there right now. So I think we're going to probably see a lot of tighter game plans at times, and they're going to just try to stay in games and hope they get a break and hope things go their way. And it almost did. Like, that throw at the end of the game to Juwan Johnson, like, that's like a Drew Brees level throw. Like if he catches that thing, like that goes on the Canton reel for like guys that go in there. Like, that was an incredible throw. And it probably should have got caught. Like, a very hard play to make, but you give a guy $34 million to be a big guy that makes tough catches. Like, I think you got to make that one. I'm not killing him for it. It's just one that you're paid to come down with. The Washington game last year too, that 2-point conversion was another one that he probably should have caught, hit him in the hands. But I definitely agree with it. I think that's what it looked like. And I'm not mad at him for not asking Spencer Rattler to push it in game one under a new regime. Like, I think that's probably smart football right now.
The narrative for quarterbacks and head coaches is so wild because of a little, like, you're so reliant on the execution of everybody, right? It's the greatest team sport. So what's the narrative for Spencer Rattler's game if he comes down with that catch? Is so much different.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much different. It's so reliant on your teammates, on everything, because you're right. He did. He took what the defense gave him, and we all were like, he played pretty darn good. We're not going to say played great. It was a safe game plan. But, like, you make that catch.
I feel like he was in total control of the offense.
The narrative of Spencer Rattler is like, holy hell, we got a guy. That's 2-minute drive.
Right.
And
to Nick's point, when you are in there for that reason, was it an easy catch? No. But with Juwan Johnson, we've seen his run blocking. We saw it Sunday. You're in there for that play, and you expect him to make it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you guys are totally right. Like, if he catches that, or like if there's like another deep throw, like the yards per attempt goes up, so that's not a narrative. And by the way, Joe Burrow was at 4.9 and Bo Nix was at like 4. So like, all this framing that gets done off of one game is like so stupid. Like, it's just so pointless. Right. Just kind of got to see where it goes and see how it builds. If he makes that catch, they stole a guy, and then the people are probably like, well, why did they draft Shuck? They could have had Will Johnson, and like, all this stuff. Like, it's completely different. And I go back to game one of the Jameis regime when he threw for, like, I can't even remember, it was like 180 yards and 5 touchdowns against Green Bay in that first game. And it was like, oh my God, Sean Payton, like, created another Hall of Famer. And then, it turns out it's Jameis Winston. Like, but the framing of the whole thing is completely dependent on that one play. And if he makes that play, right now the conversation we're having is did they steal a guy? And, oh my God, can he be it? Like, it just changes the conversation so much.
Nick, did you see the catch Brock Purdy throws the game-winning touchdown in Seattle this week? Did you see that play? Like, he throws it, he scrambles out. Mm-hmm. It was going right to a defender. Like, it should have been an interception. This guy, his teammate comes out of nowhere, jumps in front of the guy, and he catches it. Of course, it goes down. Brock Purdy, game-winning drive, game-winning touchdown pass. It's like Spencer's throw was so much better than like that one. It was a terrible decision, but he gets the game win. It's football's a crazy game like that, and when you either get your flowers or you get the hate, and it's all dependent on other people usually. So pretty wild.
Yeah, especially in like small sample season when it's one game. Like, it gets a little out of control. It might be Mac Jones week this week though, so that's something definitely to watch. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.